Hi, you're very welcome. And in this video, we have a list of ticket transactions. Okay. And we've got departure stations here, and we've got ticket types here. And over here on the left-hand side, we have our transaction ID, which is basically the reference per ticket. So what we want to do essentially is we want to count the number of tickets. Okay. And we want to show this in a tree map. I want to show the number of tickets analyzed by departure station and ticket type. I'm going to do that first of all with the pivot table. So I just click on my data set, table design, summarize the pivot table, and I want to put it on this worksheet. So I just click over here at this point, over here to this one, and then I click OK. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my pivot table as I would normally. I'm going to put in the departure station. I'm going to put in the ticket type in the same under rows, and I'm going to put transaction ID over here. Now I want to kind of have my ticket type first, so down here I'm just going to move my ticket type above the departure station. There we go. Now I need to make some tweaking to this as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the layout of this pivot table. So I'm just coming up here to pivot table analyze, and design. I always do the same thing, design, and then I come over here to report layout, and I just say show in tabular form, and that's going to kind of lay it out like so. I want to have the advance, see all these ones filled in. So let me just do that now. So I come up here to design again, and I just go to report layout, and I just go repeat all item labels. Now I don't want any of the subtotals or the grand totals, so I come over here to my subtotals, and I just say do not show subtotals. And the other thing then I don't want are any grand totals. So I just come over here to grand totals, and I just click off for rows and columns. Okay. Now once I've got this done, so my data is kind of ready to go, I'm going to go back over here to my sheet which says pivot for tree map. And then I click in my ticket type and I just go equals. And then I go down to pivot data and I just click on this one here and then I press enter. And then I'm just going to drag it across. Say this one. And of course what I should have here is quantity or tickets, quantity tickets sold. Tickets. Okay, and I don't need that one either. I'm just going to click over here then, and then just drag this down. Keep going all the way to the bottom. There we go. Oh yeah, we don't need that little bit now, so just delete that out. Okay. Now I want to set up a slicer for this as well. So I'm going to go back to this one here, my pivot data. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to, the easiest way I think to add a slicer to this and kind of automate it is I'm going to add two things. First I'm going to click here, pivot table analyze. I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to go to insert slicer. And let's say I want to have it by ticket class. Okay, so I just tick ticket class here and click OK. But the other thing I want to do though as well, okay, let me see now what I've got here. Yeah, by payment method. I should have chosen payment method here. Let's delete that. Pivot table analyze, insert slicer, and just tick for payment method. I click OK. Now I want to make this nice and easy for myself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click into the pivot table again, and I'm going to go up here to pivot table analyze, field list, and I'm going to add my payment method onto my filters. All right, so there it is up there on the filters, and just watch that for the time being. I'm going to make my slicer 3 columns across. So just come up here to columns and just go to 3. And there we go across. And there we go. We have that there then. Lovely. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this across to my pivot for tree map. So Control C, and just leave it up there for the time being. Leave it over here. Got the instructions there as well. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to create a tree map of this. Now when you're doing a tree map, you need to kind of, the sorting is really important. So I click here first of all, go to data, go to my sort, because I want to sort it first of all by a ticket type, A to Z, and then I go add level, and I'm going to sort by departure station, A to Z, and we're going to add level again, quantity tickets, and smallest to largest. Right, the more sorted this is, the better. And then I click OK. Now, one of the things I want you to notice here is that if I click on contactless, see there, that automatically updates over here. See there, credit card, debit card, etc. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this one, clear this, and then I'm just going to highlight all my data here, insert, and then I'm going to come over here to my little tree map. Now remember, you can't do, if I go back here into my pivot data, and let's say I want to do a tree map, pivot table analyze, pivot chart, and go down here to tree map. You see there, you can't create this chart type with data inside a pivot table. Okay, so I'll go back here to my tree map, and then I come up here to insert, and I click OK. There we go. And it's added one there. See there, advanced anyone. Now, if I want to add the numbers to it, I can just come over here to my chart element, data labels, and then I can choose, let's say, more data label options. So I could choose maybe the value if I wanted it as well. Okay, so I got that there. Now I want to make my chart title dynamic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to this one, and I'm going to go to equals, and then I'm going to go back into my pivot data and link this to my filter field up here. Press enter. Okay. So it says all at the moment. But watch what happens when I click on the contactless up here. It says contactless, right, and then you see it says contactless up here. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a dynamic chart here. So just go equals this one, and I'm just going to put in, let's say, and ampersand, quotation marks, and then the little pipe one, and one again, and just click on the contactless and click OK. Okay. Now when I click here on the chart title, and then I come up here to this one up here and just go equals, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to click on the chart title, and I'm just going to go up here to equals. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try, let's say this one here, because what I should be able to do is just come up here to equals, this one, and I should be able to just go by payment type. Now I'm not sure why when I go to chart title, I can't go to the formula bar, because normally what I should be able to do is just go to the formula bar here. Okay, this must be what they call a bug, not a feature. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little workaround on this. Add a chart title. I'm going to insert a text box. equals, and then this one here. Right, and then this lets me work around it. Now, I've no idea why I'm not able to do that. Let me just resize my chart as well. And there's my payment method. And I'm just going to knock off the chart title. Chart title, sorry. Now, when I come up here now to this one, and when I click on my little, see there, credit card, debit card, and then I can clear it, and it says all. Right. So that's a workaround. I don't know why it's not, but anyway, it gives you a little bit of a workaround. I'm going to take it as an opportunity. Hope you find that useful. Mind yourself and take care.